In this video, I want to talk about 6 habits that made me a millionaire and completely changed my life. And these habits are extremely powerful, and I highly recommend that you listen through the entire video, implement them, and test them yourself. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Max. I run an SNMA, a super niche marketing agency. And on this channel, we explore how to start, run, and grow a successful marketing agency that helps us generate great results for our clients, but also helps us as the entrepreneur to achieve financial time and location freedom. But for now, let's dive right into the video and start with point number 1, and that is to control your shadow. And what I mean by that is that when we want to become more productive or make more money or become a better friend or a husband or father or mother or whatever now might be, whenever we want to improve, we think that we have to add more things to our life. We think that we need to add more habits. But really, the best thing you can do is to start to remove things. And this is what I mean by removing your shadow, or rather controlling your shadow. Because as humans, we all have shadows. And maybe you've heard about the term shadow work. It's kind of related to this, but not really. Shadow work is when you just work on your shadow. But what I suggest that you do is to control your shadow. Identify the habits that you have that are currently destructive. Maybe that is that you're playing too much computer games, or you're spending too much time watching Netflix, or you're spending too much time on social media scrolling and liking unnecessary things. Or maybe you just have destructive thoughts. Maybe you have to start to implement some positive affirmations. Maybe you're always feeling sad and low and you don't have a goal that you're striving for. So it's really important to identify your shadow, identify the things that you don't want to do, write them down, and then start to actively reduce the amount of time that you spend doing your shadow stuff. And by doing that, you're gonna save a ton of energy for yourself, because right now you're putting a lot of time and focus into unnecessary things, and when you stop doing that, you will have more energy to do other stuff. So that is my point number 1, to start controlling your shadow. And for me personally, reducing the amount of time that I spent on entertainment was huge for me. So I noticed that I was spending a ton of time on Netflix, on YouTube, on all these social media networks. And what I did for myself is that I created a rule that I could only spend 1 hour every single day on social media and on YouTube, etc. And now I actually give myself 1 hour for all entertainment. So normally what I do is that I don't do any entertainment during the entire day. And then when I have my dinner at 6 o'clock, that's when I have my 1 hour when I can dig into entertainment if I want to. It has helped me a ton to get more stuff done. The second habit that I want to talk about is the concept of planning tomorrow today. And what I mean by that is that before I go to bed every single day, I plan out the day before. And this is huge because I don't want to wake up in the morning and having to think about what I need to do today. I much rather spend that time thinking through that the night before. What I do, I simply take a pen and paper and I write down 3 to 5 things that I want to accomplish tomorrow. So here, for example, is the list that I made yesterday. So it says record videos, record shorts, check the campaigns for our clients, create a new landing page for a specific client, and then do sales calls and onboarding later today. And then what I do when I wake up is that I just simply go to the list and I start to execute. And I will talk a little bit more about how I execute this very soon in this video. But don't underestimate this habit. It is huge because it prepares your mind the day before. So when you go to sleep and when you wake up, you will unconsciously and consciously know and be ready for what you have to do, instead of waking up in the morning not knowing what you're going to do and everything is just going to be a mess. The third habit that I want to talk about that completely changed my life and made me a ton of money is to create a daily schedule for yourself. And I've tried a ton of different daily schedules, planning your day down to every half hour or every 10 minutes. Me personally, I don't like that. I know that a lot of people do like that. However, what I like to do is just to create a daily schedule that is very simple, that I know that I'm going to follow every single day. So that is going to bed at the same time every single day and waking up in the morning every single day. And I also have just a small routine around my nighttime and a small routine around my mornings. That's it really. And then you can start to plan a little bit more, if you want to work out, you can have a specific time for that. Or if you do any type of meditation, let's say you want to do that twice per day, you can plan that in there as well. But just keep it simple. But the main thing here really is just to wake up and go to bed at the same time. It has huge benefits, and it's always better, in my opinion, to go to bed a little bit earlier and wake up earlier. I just feel better doing that way. So I go to bed at 10 and wake up at 6. So by creating a simple daily schedule for yourself, controlling your shadow, and planning tomorrow today, you've come a long way. And just those simple habits will make you happier, more productive, and will change your life, I promise. The fourth habit that I want to talk about today is meditation. And meditation is something that I've done twice every single day now since 30th of March in 2020. And to be completely honest, I have actually missed a couple of days, but they are a handful. They're not many at all. But since I learned how to do transcendental meditation 30th of March in 2020. I've done it pretty much every single day, twice every single day for 20 minutes each at a minimum. And again, the type of meditation that I do nowadays is called transcendental meditation, or TM. And before I started to learn how to do this specific meditation technique, I didn't really like meditation at all. I didn't like the concept. It didn't really work for me. I didn't like the idea of just sitting still, clearing my mind, not thinking of anything, and just having mindfulness. I didn't really like it. I tried all the apps and all of that. Didn't really work for me. I couldn't sustain it essentially. But when I learned transcendental meditation, everything changed, and the benefits that I've received from TM are huge. So basically what TM is, it's not a religion, it's not a concept or a thought process or anything like that. It's basically just a mental technique that you get to learn. So what you do is that you get a mantra and you repeat this mantra or this word essentially in your head over and over and over again as you sit down and close your eyes. And what happens is you basically fall to sleep, but you're still completely awake. So it is like your body is feeling, but your mind is awake, and you can still kind of be aware of what's going on around you, but you're kind of asleep at the same time. It's weird. You have to really experience to really know what I mean, but you basically just dive into yourself, kind of as when you go to sleep, but you're still awake. It's a weird feeling, and it's the best feeling, and it helps you with a ton of things. It helps you to relax. And if you check up transcendental meditation, you will see that the American Heart Association actually recommends transcendental meditation to people because it has been proven to reduce your blood pressure, and it helps your heart, it reduces your stress, and all of these things. And for me, it helped me with a ton of things. Stop worrying, becoming a more relaxed person, being more rested, basically just reducing negative feelings and improving positive feelings essentially. So if you're not doing meditation currently, I can highly recommend that you check up transcendental meditation. The fifth habit that I want to talk about in this video is visualization. So basically what I do in the morning and how I plan my mornings is that I wake up at 6, I take a shower, I walk my dog. That normally takes 30 minutes. Then what I do is that I do my meditation for 20 minutes. I do my transcendental meditation technique. I sit down, I do my TM. And after the transcendental meditation has ended, I simply lay down for 30 minutes and I do my visualization work. And some mornings, truth be told, I actually fall asleep or the visualization is not that powerful. But most mornings, it's very, very powerful and kind of sets me up for the day. And the whole concept of visualization is extremely powerful. And the reason why I do visualization is because it helps me to improve my self-image essentially. And having a powerful and a positive self-image is extremely important. And that is what Maxwell Maltz talk about in his book, Psycho-Cybernetics. This is one of my favorite books, and I actually just reread it for, I don't know, for the 5th time, like last week or something like that, or 2 weeks ago. I reread the book, and what he talks about in that book is that the self-image, the image that you have of yourself subconsciously actually affects you and your life more than you might think. And the best way to improve your self-image or to change it essentially is to do visualization, or that is what works the best for me at least. So what I do during my visualization is that I just simply visualize myself in the position where I want to be. So I see myself already have accomplished the goals that I want to accomplish. I see myself living where I want to live, interacting with the people that I want to interact with. I see myself strong, confident, happy, energetic, wealthy, healthy, all of these positive things. And when I come out of that visualization session, essentially, I'm feeling a lot better, and it just helps me to work towards my goal in a positive attitude. And if you've never tried it, I highly recommend that you do. And if you're having a hard time laying still, let's say 30 minutes, and visualize something. Again, doing a meditation before you do a visualization is really powerful because you really get relaxed and get down in that like frequency that you need to be in to be able to do really powerful visualization session. And then the 6th and final habit that I want to talk about today, and really probably the most powerful habit on this entire list, is deep work. And this is also a habit or a concept that I got from a book that I read a long time ago, and that is the book Deep Work by Cal Newport. And basically what deep work is that you set aside X amount of hours every single morning when you dive into your work. So let me give you an example. So again, I wake up in the morning, take a shower, I walk my dog, I do my meditation, then I do my visualization, and then at 7:30 I get my alarm, and that's when I dig into deep work. And what I do then is that I only do one specific thing at a time. So I look at my list. So today, for example, it says record videos on top, and that is what I'm going to dig into and only focus on now for the next 3.5 hours. I'm going to be done with the video before 3.5 hours, but I do one thing at a time, and I only do that one thing. And I don't let anything disturb me or break my focus essentially. So I don't check my social media, I don't check my email, I turn off my phone, I don't start to respond to YouTube comments or to LinkedIn comments, I don't check my ads, I don't do anything. I just do one thing at a time, and I do that one thing until it's complete. And really the key word here, and really the main thing, is just not let anything disturb you. So if you're working in an office, put a sign on your door that says, don't disturb me right now. Don't let anybody come in and affect you or call you, pull your attention in different directions, but just do one thing at a time for 3 to 4 hours every single morning. And this has completely changed my life. So right now I'm getting more done in 3 or 4 hours than what I could complete in an entire week before. So if you're interested in this concept, I can highly recommend that you read this book, Deep Work, and definitely test it out. So if you're running your own business, maybe you're running your own social media marketing agency right now, or whatever you might do, test this concept about deep work for a week or so, and I promise you that you're going to love it essentially. And one thing that happens is that you feel very accomplished when you've completed the deep work as well. The work becomes a lot easier because after like 20 or 40 minutes, you really get into the work that you're doing because you're only doing one thing at a time. So the time really goes a lot quicker. Doing one thing for 3 to 4 hours feels like doing something for 10 minutes. It becomes fun. And when you do it the first thing in the morning, when your brain is fresh, it's also a lot easier to do. And when you have completed it, you get that rewarding feeling for the rest of the day that you've actually done something productive already. So by lunch, you've already produced the most amount of work that you needed to do for the day, and you've done it before lunch essentially. Hopefully that makes sense. And if you watched the entire video, I'm sure that you can kind of see how all of these habits go together. You can implement one of them and test it out, but if you want to apply it to work, these 6 habits that I've kind of entangled together, they also work together. So again, control your shadow. That's the most important thing. Before you start to implement anything, remove all of the shit that you have in your life essentially. Then plan tomorrow today. You always plan tomorrow the day before. Super duper important. Then create a daily schedule. Go to bed at the same time. Wake up at the same time. Have a morning routine. Have a night routine. It's going to change your life. Then you set yourself up for the day by doing a meditation. Then you do the visualization, and then you dive into deep work. I plan tomorrow today. I know when I'm going to wake up. And really the reason why I do meditation and visualization is to do my deep work even better. So everything really happens during those 3 to 4 hours of deep work, and I want to do everything that I possibly can to make those 3 to 4 hours as best as they can possibly be. So that's why I plan tomorrow today, meditate and visualize essentially. But that's basically it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below as well. I want to know what you think about those habits, or if you have any specific habit yourself that really changed your life, made you more productive, and maybe even made you a lot more money as well. And right now I'm replying to all of the comments myself. So if you do leave a comment, I know that I'm going to respond to it myself personally. And I have big goals for this channel. I want to grow it big. So make sure to subscribe and follow along the journey, and I will see you in the next video.